So many students just gloss over this stuff, but honestly, it's one of the most powerful tools you have for boosting your ACT math score. So today, we're going to break down factors and multiples into one simple master method that can make a huge difference on test day. And look, we're not just talking about understanding some random math concept here. We're talking about a real, tangible result. Mastering what we're about to cover can literally add 2 to 3 solid points to your overall ACT score. I mean, that's a massive return for just a few minutes of your time.
All right, so the big question is, how do you do it? How do you guarantee you actually get those points? Well, it all comes down to one core strategy that I'm telling you works every single time. Let's get right into it.
Okay, first things first. Let's get one thing straight about why this is so important. This isn't some obscure topic that you might see once. No way. This is a high-frequency concept that's woven all through the entire math section.
I mean, just look at these numbers. You are guaranteed to see questions about factors, multiples, GCD, or LCM between 5 and 8 times. That's up to 13% of your entire math score. Think about that. That's a huge chunk of your score hanging on this one set of skills. So mastering this isn't just about being good at math. It's a strategic move.
All right, so before we build our master strategy, we got to make sure our foundational toolkit is solid, right? We're just going to fly through these definitions real quick just to get them fresh in your mind.
First up, we've got factors. And these are super simple, right? They're just the numbers that divide evenly into another number with no remainder. For 12, the factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. That's it.
Next up, multiples. The easiest way to think about these, your multiplication tables. The multiples of 5 are just 5, 10, 15, 20, and on and on. Easy enough.
Okay, now listen up, because this is the key. Prime of factorization. This is the engine that's going to power our whole strategy. It's all about breaking any number down until it's just a product of its prime building blocks. This is the skill that unlocks everything else for us.
So, how do you actually do it? It's pretty systematic. You just start dividing by the smallest prime numbers you can. Take 180, for instance. We start with 2. Divide by 2, you get 90. Do it again, you get 45. Now you can't use 2 anymore, so what's next? 3. You just keep going until all you're left with is a prime number. And boom, you've got your answer. 2 squared times 3 squared times 5. All right, now that we've got that tool nice and sharp, let's get to the master strategy itself. Seriously, this is the one method you need to solve any greatest common divisor or least common multiple problem the ACT throws at you. No exceptions. Okay, zero in on that middle row. That's it. That's the entire strategy right there in a nutshell. For GCD, you take the lowest powers of only the primes they have in common. But for LCM, you take the highest powers of all the primes you see. You know what? Let's just see it in action. Okay, let's find the GCD of 48 and 72. Step 1, always the same. Get those prime factors. Now, what do they have in common? They both have 2s and 3s. And here's the crucial part. For GCD, we take the lowest power for each. So between 2 to the 4th and 2 cubed, we take 2 cubed. Between 3 to the 1st and 3 squared, we take 3 to the 1st. Multiply those together, you get 24. Now let's flip it into an LCM with 24 and 36. Same first step, right? Get the prime factors. But here's the switch. This time, we're grabbing the highest power of all the primes involved. So we grab 2 cubed because it's higher than 2 squared. And we grab 3 squared because it's higher than 3 to the 1st. Multiply those out, and you get 72. See that difference? It's all about lowest versus highest. And hey, here's a little bonus for your toolkit. We'll call it the golden formula. The GCD of two numbers times their LCM will always equal the product of the two numbers themselves. This is an incredible shortcut. Seriously, burn this one into your memory. It can solve some problems in like 20 seconds flat. All right, theory's great and all, but let's put this strategy to the test on the real proving ground, some actual ACT-style problems. All right, here we go. A classic, straight-up question. What's the greatest common divisor of 84 and 126? Let's run our method. Okay, so we just follow the steps. First, break both numbers down into their prime factors. What do they have in common? A 2, a 3, and a 7. Now, since it's GCD, we take the lowest power of each of those. That's 2 to the 1st, 3 to the 1st, and 7 to the 1st. Multiply them, and there's our answer, 42. See? Simple, clean, and you know it's right. Okay, now for a word problem. And you're going to see stuff just like this on the ACT, I promise. You got 2 buses, they're on different schedules, and the question is, when are they going to be back at the station at the same time? As soon as you read that, your brain should be screaming, cycles. And yeah, that brings us to a huge pro tip. Anytime you see keywords like together again or at the same time or anything about repeating cycles lining up, ding, 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 that's your signal. It's an LCM problem. I'd say 99% of the time, that's what they're asking for.
So knowing that, let's solve it like an LCM problem. Prime factorize 18 and 24. Now for LCM, what do? We take the highest power of all the primes. So we grab the 2 cubed from the 24 and the 3 squared from the 18, multiply them together, 8 times 9, and you get 72 minutes. That's when they'll meet again. Perfect.
All right, let's wrap this up with a few final pro tips. These are going to help make sure all this sticks and that you don't fall for any of the common traps on test day.
Okay, listen. This is where people mess up when the clock is ticking. The number one mistake, by far, is mixing up the rules for GCD and LCM. Also, a big one. For LCM, people forget you need all the primes, not just the common ones. And please, 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 don't rush your exponent math. It's so easy to think 2 cubed is 6 when you're stressed. Double check.
So, to make sure you never make that number one mistake, here is your secret weapon, your memory trick. Just burn this into your brain right now. GCD goes down, you take the lowest powers. LCM lifts up, you take the highest powers. If you just remember that, you're golden.
So there you have it. You now have a foolproof, systematic method that can literally solve a huge percentage of the ACT math test. And what this proves is that the test isn't just about what math you know, it's about knowing the test itself. So that really just leaves one big question, right? Now that you've mastered this, what other ACT secrets are hiding out there in plain sight, just waiting for a smart strategy to unlock them?